Hello everyone, I am Srivat Gunta. Right now, I am going to talk to a person who owns a business of a product that we use daily but we don't often think of, which is a gas station. So let's hear from him about his day-to-day work experience and challenges, and also his future plans. So let's get started. Hello sir.
Hi Srivat, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good.
సో బేసికల్గా మాకు పాడ్కాస్ట్ అసైన్మెంట్ ఇచ్చారు. సో దాని మీద మిమ్మల్ని మీ బిజినెస్ గురించి ఫ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను.
Yeah, go ahead.
My first question would be, how did you get into this gas station business?
So at the outset, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Julakanti Krishna Prasad, and I've been into this petrol pump business since slightly above 3 years. So it's the fourth year running. So I came to know at that point of time that petrol pump owner who just started it, and he had decided to disown it just within 2 weeks of his inauguration. So it was not his cup of tea. So I got the opportunity, and I just got 3 days time for me to make a decision. So I took the decision and I took over the petrol pump. So this petrol pump is in the outskirts of Kurnool. You can say it's a semi-urban, semi-rural kind of thing. So, yeah, so far so good.
So you said like you took your decision in 3 days, right? So was it an easy decision?
No, it was not an easy decision because I have never been into business in my entire life. So all the while I was I'm basically a mechanical engineer and an MBA in systems management. So I have been a software engineer. So all my career of 25 years. So I was definitely contemplating on getting into business, but this came up all of a sudden. So I never thought that I'll be into this line of business. Yeah, so that's how it is.
So, sorry. What were your biggest challenges you faced after entering into this line?
Yeah, first year was really tough for me because it is new to me. That is one thing. The challenges that keep coming are like various kinds of challenges. But mostly, if you say I would categorize, the main challenge would be the labor issues. Mostly people, the staff not coming on time, not informing about their absence or their vacation, or they don't even tell you that they've stopped working with you. So mostly managing the staff or the shifts. So the main aim of this business is to provide proper services to the customer and give them an experience. So if the experience is bad, the customer would not come back and get his vehicle refueled. So we need to give a good experience to the customer. So that's what it is all about. So slowly, eventually, I understood how much staff is needed and how much staff you need to have on your roles. So it was a learning curve, I would say. So now, after 3 years, I think I'm pretty much settled down. If you ask me, the problem is still there. So it's how you manage the problem is what it is.
So in these 3 years of journey, did you find any solution to the problem that you mentioned earlier, the labor problem?
Yes. So you cannot change the people. You can only slightly make them more disciplined. But they are not going to change just because you are saying. So you need to overcome your problems by having more staff and planning adequate staff, having extra. If you ask me for the number of petrol stations so it's only 4 people that I need per shift. So morning 4 people, the night it's not much of sales. So if you plan for 3 people, it's 7 people. But if you plan for these absence and leaves or vacations, so that's when now currently I'm having 12 people on my roads. 12 people, and the services you give, we need only 7 people. And So now I have understood. So I should have at least 40% extra staff always on my books.
But doesn't this like create a problem for your running costs?
Yeah, it definitely increases the costs. But yeah, having the running the business smoothly and having the regular footfall of the customer is more important for you to grow the sales. So you should not be what I would say like penny wise and pound foolish. So you need to increase your sales. That is the target that you have over the time, over the month on month, year on year. Your sales has to increase. That's when you keep growing, right? Any business, the intention is to grow, make more money, and so yeah, it's definitely an additional cost having more people, but then the customer gets better service. So that is more.
Since you mentioned that your petrol bunk has been located in a semi-urban and semi-rural area, how do you increase your sales? For that, do you have a solution?
Yeah, we keep. That's a good question. So the company, this petrol pump is Bharat Petroleum Corporation. So Bharat Petroleum, from time to time, based on this seasonal festivals, so they keep floating these schemes, various schemes. So these schemes are they range from 15 days to 30 days. So these schemes are aimed at increasing the customer purchase and also increasing their footfalls. So the customer loyalty is what is the most important thing here. So we have various things which will be and even apart from the schemes that are run by the Bharat Petroleum, I myself also have some schemes for the customer, and also some incentives for my staff, so that they are more interested in serving the customer. So that's how I manage things. So I've learned so many things during this journey of 3 to 4 years.
Apart from fuel, are there any revenue sources that you maintain in this gas station?
Yes, definitely. So petrol and diesel are the main bread earners, but there is mainly this lubricant sales. So the engine oils, which the customer we offer the quick oil change services, and this service is free of cost. So if the two-wheeler or four-wheeler owner goes to a mechanic and he engages him to change the engine oil. Apart from the product cost, they take cost for changing the oil, the labor. So here at my gas station, the product is given at a cost, and we have a few discounts also to the customer. And also the services that we render, it would take 10 to 15 minutes to change the oil and send the customer. That service is rendered free of cost. So that's a good incentive for the customer.
And coming to the business, does technology take any place in your gas station which improves the sales or customer experience?
Definitely. So over these 4 years itself, I have seen that technology has impacted my business in many ways. So firstly, if you say the cash receipts, earlier initially there was, you can say, around 70% of my business was in cash. Now if you see, it is just 30%. So apart from the traditional credit card and debit cards swiping, now the thing which has caught up is the scanners, the QR scanners. So people have adapted to these scanners, and most of the business is using the QR scanners. So basically, there are many companies that are giving these services like PhonePe, Paytm, BharatPe, and also we have our own Bharat Petroleum also has provided certain scanners. So these scanners, few of the scanners, the amount directly goes to the account in which we do the procurement from our principal, that is Bharat Petroleum. So it is more convenient because going to the bank, putting the cash in, so the time is saved. So, and also, like you rightly said, earlier our manager, he used to go to the bank and do the RTGS transfer, the traditional check kind of thing. But now that this banking system has advanced, so now we do our RTGS payments to BPCL on the internet. So I do it myself. So I don't engage my manager to do that. The only thing that goes to the bank is for cash deposit. So yeah, technological advancements are definitely impacting the business in a positive way.
So this basically reduces your stress and work with the labor.
Yes, definitely.
So sir, as you advance into the future, since petrol and diesel are non-renewable resources, what is your take on EV vehicles that impact your business?
That is a very good question, Srivat. So basically, like you might have read that the petroleum-related reserves might last only 50 years from now. So keeping that in mind, in India also many things are changing. We are seeing like the advent of electric vehicles, and we already have the vehicles running on CNG and other things. But CNG again is a limited resource. So yeah, EV is already started. You can say it's a single-digit percentage. You see in India, maybe 5%, 7%. But yes, change. We are able to see the change as of now, but it is at the very nascent stages, very initial stages. But I don't think it has already impacted the petrol pump business as such. But in the near future, I would say 5 years or 10 years down the line, definitely there would be an impact. So the number of vehicles that run on petrol, diesel would eventually come down, and also the cost of running for an EV are really attractive. So people will change over to the smart fuel kind of thing, and yeah, we will be impacted, but I don't think it will be very drastic. It will slowly bring about a transition in the way we run our petrol pumps. Maybe they will in the future you would not call them petrol pumps, because we'll be having multiple things. We'll have automatically the corporations will give the facilities of having the car EV chargers and also CNG. So currently we don't have CNG in our petrol pump, but I think in the next year or two it might come. So EV stations, Bharat Petroleum is currently focusing on the highways and also into the cities they are coming, but it will take some time.
Sir, how many gas stations do you own and where are they located?
Currently, I am owning 2 gas stations. The one which I have been telling you in this last few minutes was one which is we acquired just 4 years back, and my focus is mostly on that because the other one is like 10 years old, and it is in the household, family household, but I generally don't frequently visit that, and it's almost established kind of thing, less issues and more stabilized kind of thing.
So since you have 3 plus years experience, so what are your thoughts on pros and cons
Of running a
gas station? Yes.
Yeah, it's an essential services, so it comes into essential commodities. The common man requires to refuel his vehicle. It is not very highly remunerative. It's a low margin business, and whoever runs this petrol business is having a social responsibility of giving good services and pleasant customer experience. That is his responsibility. It's not business is not only for your livelihood. It's also that a satisfaction for you that you are returning something to the society. It's a service.
So coming to the margins, what are the margins that you get on petrol or diesel or CNG, whatever you have in the gas station?
Yeah, CNG I do not have, so I'm not aware of what margins it is having. But petrol and diesel, whatever the margins that government is providing us, those are like more or less the same. But eventually, at the end of the month, if you see calculated, it would just come the net after expenses, after every expenses like the electricity bills or the salaries or the other regulatory expenses. So the business would just give you a return of slightly above 1 rupee per liter. So that's why I said it's a low margin business. So the higher your turnover is, the better off it is to you. That is why I was telling you that having a repeated, a loyal customer is more important than you are being conscious about your expenses on the salaries. That is not important. What is important is a customer who comes in, what he expects. He expects a quick turnaround time. Within a few minutes, he has to have his vehicle filled, the payment done quickly, and then if he has, say, he needs his the tire to be deflated, so he needs to get the air or nitrogen filled, and if he really has some time and he wants to change the engine oil in his vehicle, he needs to get that done. We have other services also like the radiator water and also the distilled water in the wiper. We even keep special drives wherein we check the engine oils and brake fluid so from time to time. So these services we need to give pleasant experience, and other things like having chilled water and neat and clean toilets in the petrol pump for the customers. So these are all the things that are important. So it's not about the economies alone, it's also the ambience that you give and the customer experience that would eventually convert into higher footfall and higher margins.
So as you mentioned earlier that you have 12 members of staff, and also you mentioned that you have different services like oil change, like the payment, and
Yes.
like free, what do you say?
Oil change.
No, not that. It's about the free experience of the customer without any like rush or.
Yes.
How do you manage that with your staff?
So basically, like I said, when the customer enters your premises and when he goes, between these it takes a few minutes, right?
Yes.
In these few minutes, he has to have a pleasant experience and he has to have that thought that he has to come again. Whenever he comes, he has to come to my RO and not to the other ROs. So that experience, I ensure that, for example, if a car enters, if your car enters into my petrol pump, there are already 2 cars which are getting filled ahead of you, and you can see few two-wheelers also coming from both the sides. So controlling the vehicular movement, so that is called driveway management. So there is a driveway manager there, and also the pump boys, we call them like the DSMs. So the DSM's duty is to provide you the fuel and also make a quick payment, take a quick payment, the money, whether it be the cash or the scanning or the the card services. So all these charging units have to be fully charged up and readily available for your usage. And this driveway manager, what he does, he directs you to a pump which is having less customers waiting, so that the waiting time for each of the customer is reduced. So that is one thing. And also, eventually there are many vehicles, and when you come, so we provide service like cleaning of your windshield. So LED sprays the soap water on your glass sheet and gives you a spick and clean windshield. So this service is not what you expect at every petrol. So I give it at my petrol. So, and this service is free of cost. So this is how we engage the customer. And sometimes we give free newspapers, a few in the summer we give chilled water bottles free of cost. So this is what the customer doesn't expect. So that's how we enhance the customer experience.
So since we are talking about the customer experience, did you experience any bad or good experiences with the customers which were heavily impactful on the gas station?
Yes, definitely these things keep happening, whether you want it or not. Eventually, sometimes the network is slow. Okay, when you have a cricket match going on in the IPL, the scanners, they don't function as intended. So the server is down for an hour. The customer, nowadays they don't even have a wallet. They pay using their phones. So the bad experience is, it's not what we foresee. Certain things happen. So, and also if we have a new petrol pump boy, so sometimes it happens that he puts the petrol in a diesel vehicle or a diesel in a petrol vehicle, which is definitely a serious thing.
Yes.
And these things, they happen unfortunately when the customer is in a very urgent position. He has to go a long distance, he has to go attend a marriage, he is going to a hospital where somebody is in a serious condition. So these things happen at the most unfortunate. And this gives a very bad experience to the customer. So my focus is on training the boys. See, nobody does this intentionally, putting petrol in a diesel vehicle or diesel in a petrol vehicle. It happens very rarely. When the boy is confused state of mind, or not having presence of mind. So basically I keep asking the boy to ask the customer whether it's a petrol vehicle or diesel vehicle. So because once the wrong fuel is dispensed, it takes 2 to 3 hours for the mechanic to come and hand over the vehicle to the customer. Certain times this might happen, the customer has taken the wrong fuel and he has left the pump. Then the damage is even more critical. So definitely it impacts, and if we don't attend to the customer in an amicable way, it will definitely go into a different direction. It will spin off into other things. So it is our responsibility when a mistake has happened in our petrol pump. We need to solve it and give back the customer his vehicle in a proper condition. So these are unfortunate things. These happen very rarely, but yes, it happens.
Did you face any other experience other than this?
No, it's basically these things. And you have to train your boys in such a way that the intention here is to serve the customer, not cheat him. So we as a management, myself and my manager, we have to ensure that these boys are not doing any untoward things to the customer. Because customer loyalty is very important to us. So we keep training them, teaching them, and if still they are not mending their ways, we just we change the customer, we change those boys. We don't keep them.
Before podcasting this, so I researched what were the questions, what should I ask. So while researching, I have seen one video where there was huge rainfall. After that, while pumping, there was the petrol was mixed with water and the water was coming out. The water was pumping out from the gas gun. So what's your take on that? How would you manage that situation if you were there and you were present in that situation?
I have not seen any video, but when you are saying water coming out of the nozzle instead of petrol or diesel.
Yes.
So this could happen if petrol pump is very old and the owner has not checked his tanks. There might be water seeping in the rainwater, mostly seeping into the underground tank and into the tank. And if that water is being dispensed instead of the fuel or along with the fuel, so the vehicle will be damaged, and the damage will be sometimes it cannot be corrected also. So that is a very serious, you can say, offense. We keep. So if you ask me, we have every day we check morning and evening. We check our fuel for the density, the quality of the fuel. So there is a range for the petrol and the diesel, and that density has to be within that range. So we keep checking every day, morning and evening, regarding the density. Forget about foreign particles coming into the petrol, diesel, or water coming into it. At least in my petrol pump, we will definitely know if there is water in the petrol pump, in the underground tank. So currently our RO is new, so we never face this issue.
So sir, coming to the last question, would you suggest new people entering into this line of business?
Yeah, good question, Srivat. So basically, if you see around 15-20 years back, petroleum business was like highly remunerated. Because there were really less number of petrol pumps. But now, ideally, I think we have adequate number of petrol pumps on the road as compared to the number of vehicles that we have. And like you rightly asked, like we are like moving towards non-renewable energy sources coming in the coming near future. So putting all this together, and I also see many petrol pumps people are in losses. And now it is a high turnover, low margin business. So if you ask me, I would not suggest people going for into new petrol pump business or coming it with fresh petrol pumps. But as you know, most important thing for a petrol pump is customers coming in. So if you feel that the business, the new petrol pump that you have identified is in a very good location, wherein the traffic is good and there are no other pumps in the vicinity, yes, you can go for it. Or two, in the city that you are planning to have this petrol pump, there is high amount of businesses and flourishing enterprise. So only a lot of industrial activity would require more of diesel consumption, and high industrial activity definitely it would mean that many people are employed. So employees again use two-wheelers, cars. So again, indirectly you will have the petrol sales also. So yeah, if you are putting in a very new industrial upcoming location, putting a new petrol pump, that makes sense. But otherwise, I would say it's not. You have many other high technology businesses coming up with new ideas. So I think putting your money on better businesses and on the right horses, I think that is more suggestible rather than petrol pump.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you. I wish you all the best, Srivats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.